Okay, welcome. My name is Brian, and I'm going to read from the Bible. It's one of scary verses of the Bible, and I'm going to try to give you some reasons into why he would do this. Um, but I'm reading from Matthew 7. Um, I'm starting at chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be go in thereat. Um, the path of the righteous believer is very, 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 very narrow, um, and most people will not find it. And that's what this verse or 13 is saying. It's saying that um, that it's a straight gate, and if you know about anything about straights, like there's a straight that's in water. Sorry, my nose is getting to me. Um, but a straight is a very narrow straight of water where it's going between two pieces of land, um, and it's I mean not R, Strait, and he's basically saying that wide is the road. Most people are on the wide road and they don't realize it. There's a lot of false prophets. Um, and he goes on, it says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs off of thistles? So the false prophets, you can know them by their fruits. And false prophets say one thing, do another. They also do sins that are against the Bible. If you see a person and they do exactly opposite of what the Bible says, and you catch them, and they don't, and they make some excuse as to why they're doing it, like if they're have a mistress or caught in fornication or pornography or something, and their life doesn't look like a Christian life, and I wouldn't even call it Christian. I would call it the disciple life, because everyone that God has that He has chosen are disciples of Him. He has chosen a group of people to lead people in going the right way. Um, and I found that the straight gate is actually very, 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 very narrow. It's a pretty much, I mean, I would describe it as a footpath. Like, I mean, if I were to describe it, I mean, that right there would be like your broad road. And then off there, you can see a little path going up there. I wouldn't even, I mean, that's a double track. And I wouldn't even say it's that big. But God says if you're caught up in the world, you're not one of His. If you're caught up in sin, if you make fun of people, if you mock them, scorn them, then you're not one of His. If you, um, let's see, what else? Fornication. Um, if you're in adultery, if you are angry with everyone and you hold grudges and say, oh, well, I don't have to be forgiven. Well, yes, you do. There's a huge list of envy, coveting. If you're idolatrous, like if there's someone who is preaching, like to tithe and to be good with your money, and they have huge mansions and um, like there's a few pastors like T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen. They have monster churches. They have buttloads of money because the people think, oh yeah, well we need to give this money to this guy. Um, and they use it for their own good. Um, a disciple of God would take in the money and use it for charity work. He would use it to buy clothing, to help those around him, to basically do payments and that type of thing. So Okay, so going on. Even so, every good tree bringeth form good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Um, the trees that he's referring to, they're not trees. They're us. So a wicked person can't do righteous things, and neither can a righteous person do wicked things. Well, they can, but they repent of it very rapidly. So the tree is us, and the fruit is what our works to glorify God and doing His hands and feet. So that's what he's talking about here with the tree, the good fruit in bringing the good fruit in. The good fruit is giving money to charity, helping those around you, providing housing, providing help with maybe even yard work. I mean, you could do a simple thing as yard work. There's a movie I think called like 5,000 Blankets where I can't remember if it was her kid or herself, but they wanted to get 5,000 blankets because they saw the homeless need for it, and it blossomed into a charity that's still going on. It's a good movie, by the way. And wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. So we're known by our fruits. If you do wicked, you're known by them. If you do good, then you're known by them. If you curse everyone around you, obviously you're not of God. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto thee, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, or ye workers of lawlessness, is another verse that I've heard. Therefore, whosoever heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. The rock is him. God, or Yeshua calls himself the cornerstone. So the rock is the foundation of Yahweh, and he's not of this world. Yeah. Um, but these workers that claim to be of him, and yes, they cast out demons. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is the devil is capable of doing signs. Look at Revelation and how the Antichrist does wonders and signs all the time, and yet he's the most evil, wicked person, just about. And so the workers of lawlessness are. So you can cast out demons. You can do things that are right and still be wrong. Like for a while, I'll give you a prime example would be my life, where for, let's see, 40 something years of my life, I thought I was right. I was going to church every Sunday and trying to do more. I even went on mission trips. When I was in college, I went on a mission trip to Ecuador. And I also I did volunteering and just did a whole lot of different things. But I lived a double life for quite a while. Like on one hand, I was doing the right thing when not around people. I mean, when I was around people, but then when I wasn't, I was getting on the computer and going to sites that I shouldn't have gotten on. I was lustful. I was manipulating people online to do what I wanted them to do, and wasting money on things that I shouldn't have wasted money on. And these are the people that he's referring to. If you're doing pagan festivals and participating in them, such as Halloween, Christmas is one of them. That's Saturnalia, by the way, and it's also like the Yule Festival. It's also part of the winter solstice, which is December 26th, or not 26th, 22nd normally. So it's really close to that. Um, so and so yeah, so if you're participating in these pagan rituals, Halloween is that one's out there. If you can't see how evil Halloween is, how you put on costumes that look like demons, then I don't know what to tell you. Not all religions lead to heaven. You can do a lot of good things and still go the opposite way. And I didn't completely change my life until 2020, and I saw a video of how close we were to the end. And then I have gotten revelations, and God has showed me since that point how close we are truly to the end. So, how would you like how would you like to meet God and to crumple before Him and say, "Well, I did this, and this, and this," and He would say, "Be away from me, because you're a worker of lawlessness, that you did wrong." And and if you try to deny Him and say, "No, I didn't," then He's going to show you. It's like, okay, well, here's you doing X, Y, and Z. Here's another time that I told you to not gossip, and you went and still did it anyway. Here's another time that I caught you playing with yourself in this time. Here's another time that you cheated and lied. If we cheat and lie, that's against what God says. Um, so yeah. So I would encourage you to shut off the world, turn off the TV, turn off the movies, turn off the music. Um, Music is being used, and actually, I mean, you can see through it now, but music and all that are being used to push what is not of God, and it's an agenda. Look at how we've changed from the 1950s, 60s till now. I mean, we've allowed things to come on that we should not have allowed. And we are now saying that, oh, there's not really a gender anymore. Well, that's not what it says in the Bible. But yes, I mean, there are pastors out there that agree with this narrative, but it's not biblical whatsoever. There are multiple places in the Bible that are in Old and New Testament, where it says that God gives people over to their sin. But yes, this is really scary. I mean, if you can honestly tell me that you're not scared to death of what God will say when you meet Him, then I don't know what to tell you. So thank you for listening. But yes, I encourage you to get in your Word. I would encourage you to get in a place like this. I'm in the middle of nowhere and have no cell signal, completely cut off from the world, and God is able to talk to me more than He ever has before. So thank you for joining me, and until next time, bye.